So, is this platonic or is it romantic? I love you. I love you too. With all my heart and all the ways that a person can love and be loved. With all my heart too. Which is convenient because it's the same heart. It's romantic.
Hello everyone, and today we're talking about TwoSoulsOneBod. She is a woman who is in a relationship with herself. She claims to have dissociative identity disorder, and she switches between Jesse and James. Prepare for trouble and make it double, I say. But in all seriousness, this is a deep, dark rabbit hole we're about to go down. Discretion is advised.
But you want to show them that we can kiss? Oh yeah. We should show them that. Yeah. Let's do it again. That was just a light peck. Yeah, it was just a light peck, dude.
Now this is the stuff I'm talking about. The creepy relationship with themselves, calling it DID. I don't really think so. But let's continue.
Guys, I have to show you this. I know it's kind of like, there's legs, but... You want to share it? Yeah. Look, there it is, the scrape, see? Here. I love you. I love you too.
I find it weird that she says that any bi/straight woman should know that that was a man's hand. What? I mean, she's trying to play off the whole two souls, one bod thing, but why does she feel the need to say, yeah, that's definitely a man's hand doing this, but it's hers? I mean, I'm just kind of thoroughly creeped out by the whole thing.
Misconception 1. I am not 13 years old. No, she's not 13. She's not 13 at all. No. My first memory that I remember ever having happened 13 years ago when this body was 22 years old. Yes, that's correct. That does not mean I'm a 13-year-old. No, not at all. Second misconception, that we don't dissociate. We absolutely dissociate. We're dissociating right now. Okay, but they think that you're backtracking. Okay, no, I'm not backtracking. I'm just an idiot. That's the thing. And if we walk down the road, we'll skip through time because we won't know. Yeah, especially if you're hard void. I got her a birthday cake and I got her lit candles and stuff, and I wrote her nice notes. Yeah, we do stuff all the time for each other because the dissociative amnesia allows us to sort of do things in secret from each other.
It is the quick switching that gives away that this is a disorder that she is pretending to have, because I personally have dissociated, and not from DID or anything. I'm not really sure what causes it, but every once in a while I'll forget where I am or who I am. Sounds weird, but it must be close to dissociation because you are confused. When you're changing alters, you are likely confused and disoriented by the experience, just like with my dissociation, which I still don't understand, like I said. And this next clip is going to show a little bit of inconsistencies in her story.
Are you trying to keep a secret from me? No. Okay. What I'm saying is, it can be really hard to keep a secret because, we can see it or see what the person is thinking or putting inside the imagination. We can, avoid looking so that we don't know. Yeah, but that's a coordinated effort. It's like you have to close your eyes and turn around. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. But, otherwise we know. Which is funny because, you can see it when the other person's trying to hide information because, they'll think something and it'll immediately disappear. Because you're, immediately trying to, retract it because you know the other person can see it.
She claims to have, or they have, dissociative amnesia. He can buy her flowers, she can do this and that, but they don't recall because of the amnesia, but they talk to each other, and this clip in and of itself is confirmation that it's just a lie. It's just not true.
I don't know, how do we switch so quickly? Oh, we almost glitched. Yeah, I felt that. Can we do the weird thing? Well, how do we do the weird thing? You know, where we just like bug the voice out. You wanna like just do the vocal cords? Yeah, instead of doing a full body, can we just bug the vocal? Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave this right here. I don't think that's how dissociation works.
He is a brother, father, but at the same time, neither of those things technically or legally. And he's also like my boyfriend. So I don't know what to do about it. It's weirdly like also seeing each other as brother and sister because we both came, but then see that no matter what we do, it ends up like in this weird sort of situation where we're both like, are we like, is this cool that we're doing this? You know what I mean?
This does come up a little later in the video, but context or no context, this whole conversation that she's been having, that she had on this live stream, is extremely weird. How can your alter be your father, brother, and your boyfriend at the same time? And for a bit of extra context, it seems that James came first before Jessie. Because in a later clip, they're talking about when James first noticed Jessie. And in this clip, she's talking about her experience and thoughts about James. And in an earlier clip, it said her first memory was 13 years ago. You get what I'm saying. There's just some deep lore here, I guess.
And the other thing is, like, when we hear disorder or the word disorder, we jump on it like, oh, it's a bad thing, or that it's disordering your life, that it's but it's actually the best thing that's ever happened to me. Like, I wouldn't give it up for the world now that I have it.
One of the major problems with this account is the glorifying of a mental disorder and the misinformation she is spreading about said mental disorder, DID, dissociative identity disorder. She is spewing a lot of things that just aren't true.
And the song Fireflies by Owl City came on the radio, and I loved it for some reason. Yeah, you just loved it. And you could feel me. Yes, I could feel you loving that song and being happy, and that was the first time I became aware of you.
The origin story. Every supervillain has their origin story, and here is hers. For further context, James says that they were in their ex's car, in a drive-thru or something, and then, boom, emerges Jessie. Just for a little further context, DID is usually formed in childhood due to. They said that they were formed due to love, and then later go and digress a little bit and then say, well, I went with my ex, and here's that clip.
So many people who have gone through what we have gone through. There's so many people who are in these situations or have gotten out of these situations. It's always childhood, and then they're vulnerable, and then they get picked up by a narcissist. And that's exactly what happened. I got swooped up by a narcissist, which is my ex. And I hate having to bring her into this because I really wanted to be done with her. And I didn't mention her anywhere on any of the TikToks or anywhere. I understand. I worked for this woman for 7 years. 7 years of my life. I didn't take credit for anything. I hid in the background. Meanwhile, I had come up with the name for the business. I had come up with the entire business itself. That whole business was my idea. It was me. It was based on what I was in, that I liked, or whatever.
That whole clip was just really weird. I did get this clip from another account called TwoSoulsOneFraud, because after I did some more research, I noticed that their whole entire account was gone. So I did some more digging and found this person's account, and boy, do they have some dirt, I guess you could say. So several of the clips I'm going to be using are going to be from that account, as they recorded a lot of the clips, and since the TikTok is gone, that's the only way I can get some of them.
Ultimately had a plan. Now, I personally find this to be sort of, if it weren't for TikTok, I probably wouldn't go through these steps because I have a wonderful life with you and I don't feel the need to be diagnosed. And I think that's how it is for a lot of people with DID, because it's, one, expensive, two, it's very time consuming, and depending on where you live, it can take years to get diagnosed. And I don't know how long my journey will take. All I know is that I'm on it. So these tags belong to me, they belong to the DID community, and we are your brothers and sisters if you belong to the DID community, and we're going through this, like, officially.
This is Jessie trying to cover up her tracks a little bit. Because of all the backlash and all the hate, quote unquote, she's been getting, she announced that she was going to get diagnosed. And this was one of the last videos on the TikTok before it was deleted. Now we're going to be getting into the deep and dark part of this whole account, because they had a Discord. And if you're familiar with Discord at all, children and Discord do not mix well. It's a cesspool.
So I think there's just a lot of miscommunication going on between all these, like, people spreading rumors or just chatting.
Oh yeah.
That's I was wondering if you could address, because you did kind of talk about it and, like, made me, like, go, like, oh, that's what you mean. Like, how you felt, like, a fatherly love towards Jessie in the beginning.
Yeah.
People are thinking that as, like, a weird, I don't know, people are kind of putting words in your mouth.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like, that was gonna happen. Yeah, we knew that was gonna happen.
And this was a clip from a Q&A they had on their Discord, which all of their answers were sort of talking in a circle, if you ask me. It goes into, James was and he got into spirituality. They never mentioned it before. I don't know why he was. Like, if it was a metaphorical term, it didn't make any sense to me really at all. The bottom line, it seemed like there was just young teenagers or young kids in that Discord listening to whatever they were saying and more than likely believing them, which it was a bunch of lies as far as I can tell.
I don't know what to tell you guys. I know some people would take use of the words, but I don't have a better word for it. It doesn't matter, and that's just it. It doesn't matter who it happens to, but that's the word for it. When you are right by another human being. There's no, I wish there was another word. I wish there was a way, but there isn't. That's just how it is. And I know that might. And I was worried about that. I know you were worried about that. But I mean, like, we talk about like women, and we talk about, like, there's modern day out there. So it's something that we have to confront as people.
This to me is especially bad because I'm 99.9% sure they are lying completely about this whole situation with their ex to say that they were insulted by them. That's not a good narrative, if you ask me. But this to me wasn't even the worst part of their Discord, or them in general. They, for context, used to be sex workers. I found some clips of them talking about doing terrible things to a snowman, and it was really weird. The bottom line is, kids in our Discord, and they found the clips and were asking about them, as far as I could tell, and then they decided they wanted to do some kind of sex education on the Discord.
This is a message sent out by Jesse James after being asked the safety of their server. They were also asked about S3X education on the server. On the subject of sexual education, we absolutely want to protect the safety of users and minors in this server. We also want to prevent attacks from outside this community, and not give opposition and fake claimers any ammunition to cancel us. Several proposed the idea of classes or seminars run by certified sexual education teachers, and we really like this idea. One of the admins is actually one of those certified individuals, and also knows the ins and outs of Discord communities to navigate this difficult area. So again, we are letting this one mod handle this difficult area, and make decisions about how this, and any sexual education on this server is handled. If she says this is how it should be, that's how it should be. We will be continuing to keep an eye on this area, as we know how vital getting this right must be for the protection of our users, this server, and this movement.
That was a lot, and there is a lot more to talk about, But this video is getting a little too long. But I did want to also mention that within all this, Jesse and James, or just Jesse, was making money lying about DID. I just don't get how this is real life right now. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I'm personally glad they deleted their TikTok. How about you? Anyway, see y'all next time. Bye!
We both play different instruments. He plays the banjo, and I play the guitar. And we both have totally different styles of playing. You know, kind of like a guitar. But, I kind of use banjo for therapy. It's banjo for therapy. It's banjo for therapy.